The sound of gunfire echoes through the streets of the Russian capital, sending people running to safety and initiating a major security operation by heavily armed special forces who took up position on street corners. According to Russian media reports, a man attacked the reception of this building on Lubyanka Square in the center of Moscow. It's the home of Russia's Federal Security Service, the FSB, and its communist-era predecessor, the KGB. The attacker then reportedly fled to a neighboring building, barricading himself inside. Security services then shot him dead. Ambulances were on scene to help several casualties. The Russian president was informed about the shootings that happened on the same day Vladimir Putin was holding his annual showcase press conference, screened live on Russian television. Putin was formerly an FSB chief before entering politics. It's unclear what the attacker's motive might have been or whether he was acting alone. The authorities are now trying to establish his identity. Neave Barker, Al Jazeera.
Let's go live to Step Vasson, who's at the scene of the shooting in Moscow. Some dramatic events there. Tell us what's happening now.
Well, you can see that the whole area here in the center of Moscow is still cordoned off, but it is a bit quieter than it was before, when, of course, there was a huge panic when the shooting was happening. Right behind me here, this is the FSB headquarters in Moscow, the former KGB headquarters, and of course it's a bit of a shock, quite a shock, that an attacker could reach that office so near, and that the shooting has taken place, and that he has managed to kill one of the FSB officers, and after a shootout with FSB he has been shot himself. That's what we know so far, but there has been also other reports and other speculation that there might have been more attackers, but that's something that FSB is very strongly denying. They said there was just only one solo attacker, but he was carrying a machine gun. It's been called a Kalashnikov, a very famous, of course, Russian machine gun, and there's a lot of questions on how he could manage to get so close to this very heart of the Russian Secret Service.
No, it's only recently happened, but are there any early indications of what might have been the motivation?
Well, so far we have no confirmation on the identity of the person and also not on his motivation, but it happened on the day, just a few hours after President Putin finished his annual press conference. He spoke for more than 4 hours, and interestingly he was asked by one of the journalists what was the most distressing moment, difficult moment during his 20 years in the government and in the presidency, and he mentioned terrorist attacks. That was his most distressing events, and also he said that especially the one in 2004 in Beslan, where hundreds of people, mostly children, died, that was the most difficult moment in his career. And then just a few hours later this attack happens at the headquarters of this institution, the KGB, where he used to work for 16 years.
Step Vasson, thank you very much indeed.